0.
Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway.
You're loud and clear.
Roger, we're programming and roll okay. A little bumpy along about here.
Roger. Stand by for 20 seconds.
Roger. We're smoothing out some now, getting out of the vibration area.
Roger, you're through max Q, flight path is...
Roger, feels good through max Q and smoothing out real fine. Cabin pressure coming down by 7, okay, flight very smooth now. Sky looking very dark outside.
All Roger, reading you loud and clear 7, Cape is go, we're standing by for you.
Roger, Cape is go and I am go, our capsule is in good shape. Fuel 103, 102, oxygen 78,100, cabin pressure holding steady at 5.8, amps is 2.6. All systems are go, indicating 6 Gs. Roger, 0 G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous.
Roger, turnaround has started.
Roger, capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of 100 yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Roger, 7, you have a go, at least 7 orbits.
Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits. The Friendship 7 can see clear back a big cloud pattern way back across toward the Cape. We're all set. This is very comfortable at 0 G. I have nothing but very fine feeling. It just feels very normal and very good. Have very little dirt floating around in the capsule, just a little bit. And preparing to take xylos still at present time. This is Friendship 7. The head movements cause no sensations whatsoever. Feel fine. Reach test, I can hit directly to any spot that I want to hit. I have no problem reaching for knobs and have adjusted to 0 G very easily, much easier than I really thought I would. I have excellent vision on the charts, no astigmatism or any malfunctions at all. I feel fine so far, over.
Roger, understand.
This is Friendship 7, have beautiful view of the African coast, both in the scope and out the window. Out the window is by far the best view. Part of the Canaries was hidden by clouds. Roger, how you doing, Gordo? We're doing real fine up here. Everything is going very well, over.
John, you sound good.
Roger, control fuel is 90,100, oxygen is 75,100, amps are 22. All systems are still go, having no problems at all. Control system operating fine, over. The only unusual thing I have noticed is a rather high, what would appear to be a haze layer, up some 7 or 8 degrees above the horizon on the night side. The stars, I can see through it as they go down toward the real horizon, but it's a very visible single band or layer pretty well up above the normal horizon, over.
Shortly, you may observe some lights down there. You want to take a check on them out to your right, over?
Roger, I'm all set to see if I can't get them in sight. Roger, I do have lights in sight on the ground, over.
Do you understand it? Just off to your right, then?
That's affirmative. Just to my right, I can see a big pattern of lights, apparently right on the coast. I can see the outline of a town and a very bright light just to the south of it. On down. Roger, the light shows very well. Thank you,
What is going on, everybody? Tonight is the first time that I'm going to be playing Battlefront in over a month. I haven't played Battlefront in over a month, not since we moved into our new house. I've been missing it a little bit. I just, for whatever reason, I haven't been in the mood to play any games. Still kind of putting together the office. And whenever I sit down to do a stream, I'm just kind of in the mood to hang out. So what we're doing tonight, guys, is we're going to be hanging out for about an hour. I'm going to be streaming for 2 hours on the dot. I'm going to be streaming the first hour, just hanging out, shooting the shit. Any topic, whatever you guys want to talk about, I am in. And then the second half of this stream, the second hour of this stream, we're going to be playing some Battlefront. I don't know what I'll be playing. Maybe Capital Supremacy, maybe some co-op, maybe some Blast. We shall see. But welcome, guys. If this is your first stream, sit back. We are in the Lightspeed Lounge right now. I am in my Subaru Crosstrek heading towards the Andromeda Galaxy for the next hour. So welcome, one and all. We have two supporters before the stream even technically began, I believe. Nick, Minnesota Sports Guy, good to see you, man. And Hamlet, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel this evening. Nick says, I'd love to stay, but I have to work in an hour, working the night shifts, plural, this week, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Central Time. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Also, High Fleet. I've always, man, I used to work the night shift in the Navy. And I hated it. I thoroughly hated it because, I'm a I'm a morning person. I'm an early bird. And it just kind of completely would wreck my entire existence. I was not a fan whatsoever. Maybe you're a night owl. Maybe you love it. Maybe you feel like you, one sec.
Who thinks the final battle in Tross is a bit, but tons of ships but no dogfighting, just falling out of the sky or nowhere to be seen. Losing, then winning, then losing, etc.
Oh, that's a really kind of interesting point, A3. Give me one sec, man. So yeah, Nick, best of luck. I hope you enjoy those shifts. I know some people prefer shifts like that, but for me, no, thank you. I would take a 4 a.m. shift any day. I'd take a 3 a.m. shift. 3 a.m. to whatever. 3 a.m. to noon. I would take that any day, but yeah, Nick. So I'm going to pull for the Chiefs, I think. Not that I have a dog in the fight. Not that I really care who wins the game. If the Jags aren't in it, like they've never been, then, I'm just, as you probably are, just kind of excited for a fun and hopefully exciting game, But I think I'm going to pull for the Chiefs for no other reason than I think, I like Patrick Mahomes. So we'll see. I love Super Bowl night. I was actually talking about it earlier today. I did an afternoon stream, Nick, and I was explaining to people, because during those afternoon streams, we have a lot of people that aren't from the States, aren't Americans, and I was trying to explain to them what Super Bowl Sunday is like for those who pay attention. It's like a I don't know. It's just a huge event. I was saying that. Bringing up the Navy again, at my old command, my old squadron, both COs that I had in the 4 years actually gave the entire squadron off the day after Super Bowl every year. It is a holiday. So yeah. Anyway, Nick, hope everything's going good for you, man. Best of luck with those ridiculous that night shift, and I hope it moves quick for you, man. And Hamlet, thank you so much on multiple fronts here. Hamlet, I just bought your book. I'm very excited to read it. Well, dude, thank you so. Oh, one sec.
How have you been?
What's up, Goyen? Good to see you, man. Thank you so much. Give me one sec. I need a T-shirt that just says "Give me one sec." Hamlet, thank you so much for the support this evening, and also for picking up the book, man. I can't say thank you enough and how much it means that you picked it up. I really hope you get something out of it. Maybe some chuckles, maybe a little bit of inspiration. Not that there's anything inspirational in there. Trust me, I'm not thinking that. But, I hope maybe you find some similarities, some things that you can relate to, and maybe some things that push you to want to create something. But, dude, Hamlet, you'll have to let me know what you think. I occasionally I'll look at the reviews on Amazon, and I'm completely blown away by the positive reception that it's received. I purposefully have not I told all of my family and friends do not buy a copy because I'm sending them one, and I have not sent them one because I didn't want any like skewed bullshit in there. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. But Hamlet, thank you so much, man. You'll have to let me know what you think. And before you start reading it, I just want to say, sorry about the mess. And A3, you bring up an interesting point, A3. A3 says, am I the only one who thinks the battle in The Rise of Skywalker is a bit butt? Bit ass? Bit butt? Tons of shit, but no dogfighting, just falling out of the sky or nowhere to be seen. Losing, then winning, then losing, etc. That's a really kind of interesting observation. I kind of felt the same way. I didn't think of it in those terms, but that's a good way to put it. You know, no real dogfighting that I can remember. It felt like a very just kind of afterthought kind of battle to me. Obviously, the things that we should be paying attention to the most are Kylo Ren, Ben, the Emperor, and Rey. That's kind of the main focal point. But everything else, you know, you compare it to a space battle in like the Return of the Jedi, right? In Return of the Jedi, there's just so much dogfighting. There's so much thought gone into that. I'm sure there's a lot of thought gone into the end of Rise of Skywalker too. But it felt like a very shallow and kind of like nothing battle. Yes, there's a ton of ships, but now that I'm trying to recall some dogfighting scenes, I'm sure there were some in there, right? But in terms of comparing it to some other Star Wars films, it was very lacking in that department. And you kind of hit the nail on the head. Just a ton of ships, no dogfighting, just falling out of the sky or nowhere to be seen. It would have been cool if it was like a lot of dogfighting and stuff like that, but no, we had to have some space lightning. But A3, yeah, I'm with you, man. It's like, I mean, my feelings on that movie have not been hidden whatsoever. You guys know how I feel about it. It was just kind of a big shrug of the shoulders and a meh from me. So, but yeah, A3, I appreciate the every living hell out of that generous channel support this evening, man. And I hope you're having a good one. Let me take a quick sip of the old coffee going before it starts getting cold. Actually, my wife got me a coffee warmer, and I plugged it in. It's sitting on my desk right now, but I need to put it on the other side of my keyboard because the side that I have it on is not my natural, like, coffee drinking, sipping, leaning side. So I need to shift it over. You guys don't give a shit about that. Why am I even talking about that? But Goyen, thank you so much, man. Goyen, it's good to see. I haven't been here for a while. How have you been? Things have been good. Things have been kind of, they're settling down now. The past month has been super hectic. You know that we moved into our new house, sold our old house like 8 months ago, moved in with my folks. Our house is completed in December. We moved in, and ever since then, we've just been kind of like steadily progressing to get it more put together, you know. So that's basically been the past month. It's been a fun ride for sure. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the latest thing that I got for my office. I love it. Follow me on Instagram and click my story. I'm going to leave it at that. There's 113 people watching right now. Everybody just go follow me on Instagram and check out my story if you already haven't. It's my latest little piece of art for the office, and I love it. But yeah, Goyen, it's good to see you, man. I appreciate that generous channel support this evening. And I hope you're doing well as well. And Ryan Delahunt, thank you so much. Where'd you get your trooper helmet? Just curious. Yeah, so Ryan, good question. I get that question very often, Ryan. First of all, thank you for supporting the channel this evening. So if you Google, I'll go into it a little in depth here, so you don't have to go fishing around. But if you Google HelloGreedo Stormtrooper armor, you'll find an entire video that I kind of, made about my armor and my helmet. So, in fact, I'll show you my entire. I don't know if you've seen it, Ryan. Let me find a picture that I can show you. If you look at the screen right now, You're looking at a picture of me in my Stormtrooper armor, my complete set of ATA armor. So, let me go back to the Lightspeed Lounge. So yeah, Ryan, here's the best way to describe it. I don't know if this guy's still making armor, but there was once a guy who made Stormtrooper armor from the original molds, and he made it in his garage. He quit his job and started making Stormtrooper armor and selling it online. 501st, which is a charity organization, you probably heard of it. 501st approved Stormtrooper armor. And you would send him an email, and then like 4 months later, he would ship you something. Like barely any communication. It was a lot of like crossing fingers, hope everything's going okay with my order. But that's kind of how it went. And when I received my armor and my helmet, it comes as like a model kit. You know, pieces are not put together. You have to sand it and, you know, make holes and snaps and connections and paint certain aspects of it. So it came as a model kit. That's where my helmet came from. That's where my armor came from. It's not an off-the-shelf purchase. It's kind of a screen accurate, wonky, A New Hope stunt Stormtrooper helmet and armor. So, you know, if you Google, like I said, HelloGreedo Stormtrooper armor, Ryan, you'll find an entire video that I devoted to that subject, and it might point you in the right direction. If you're looking for something that is just something you can buy without putting together and all that hassle and whatnot, there are some pretty good options nowadays. When I built my armor, I believe it was in 2013, which is really hard to believe that I've had it that long. There weren't very many screen accurate, like off-the-shelf helmets that you could buy. I think that's kind of changed nowadays. I could be wrong, but there's some pretty good. From what Anovos, I believe, makes some good Stormtrooper helmets. That's really the only brand that I know. I really don't know. So anyway, Ryan, I appreciate that. That long story short, that was a lot of rambling to say. Everything you need to know is basically in that video. If you Google, and this goes for anybody that's curious, if you Google HelloGreedo Stormtrooper armor, everything you'll need to know about my particular set can be found in that video. But yeah, I appreciate that, Ryan. And Super Michael 98, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Hello, HelloGreedo. Is it a bad... Let me take a quick sip of the water real quick. All right. Cool. All right, Super Michael 98 says, Hello, Greedo. Is it a bad thing to think that that John Williams score was kind of lazy in The Rise of Skywalker to warrant an Oscar? No, I mean, that's your personal opinion, right? That's not a bad thing whatsoever. I have a hard time recalling moments where the score came blaring in and whatnot. That's something that I would need to pay attention to on multiple viewings to kind of because I didn't have any of those moments. Like in The Force Awakens is probably the best example of just kind of modern Star Wars movies and great John Williams music, because so many of the themes were brand new, right? The March of the Resistance, you had Kylo Ren's theme, First Order stuff, you had Rey's theme, which is absolutely beautiful, and I have a lot of memories of kind of the music punching in that movie, and I don't know if I noticed it first off in my first viewing, or it kind of came over me on multiple viewings. I do remember hearing Rey's theme in the theater for the first time after my first viewing and just being blown away. I loved it. But no, I mean, no, there's nothing wrong with thinking that. But hey, man, it's John Williams, you know. It's I don't know. It's kind of a has he been nominated for every single Star Wars movie that came out the year of that year during the Oscars? I don't know. It's John Williams, man. Cole Schreiber, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, Mr. Adventure. I DM'd you a video of me snowboarding if you're interested. If not, no worries. Going to Moab for the first time in a while soon. I'll send you photos. Hell yeah. No. Definitely interested. As you know, I was in Moab a couple years ago. I'm going to check it out after the stream, but I appreciate you sharing it. Did you post it on your main Instagram account? I don't really check this thing very often. I don't check anything very often. So I'll have to check out the DM for sure. But, no, yeah. Post all that kind of stuff on your main Instagram, man. I'd love to see it. So, yeah, Moab for the first time. Cole, you've probably heard me say this, but, if I could move anywhere and I had nothing tied down to Jacksonville, Florida, I would probably move to Moab. When me and my wife were out there, we had an RV and we just kind of hung out in Arches and Canyonlands and Moab for a little bit. And just the sense of freedom and adventure. And I'm sure if you lived there, it would be different. But just the sense of freedom and adventure that is in that town is great. Obviously, it's a big tourist town too, right? Because it's in between two national parks. But I loved it. It was cool because we went to a brewery in Moab, and we parked the RV outside. We got some beers to go. We hung out in the RV. We threw some in the fridge and went to our campsite around Arches. And yeah, it's a fun place, man. It's a fun place for sure. There's a lot of stuff for Mr. Cole to do. Absolutely. We didn't really. I don't know if you've been. I don't know if you've been to Arches or Canyonlands, but we did both. That was kind of a rushed section of our 10-day trip. We went to Arches. We drove around Arches. We did a couple hikes, and then we went to Moab for I think lunch, or maybe a late lunch, early dinner. And then on a whim, we decided, you know what, we can't come here and not do the Utah Mighty 5. So we decided to drive 45 minutes to an hour to Canyonlands for sunset at the it's a little arch. What's that called? Canyonlands Arch. Let's see. Not Cannon, you idiot. Canyonlands Arch. It starts with a D, I think. Let's see. Mesa Arch, yeah. We checked out sunset at Mesa Arch and then went back into town. But dude, definitely take a lot of pictures. There's a lot of climbing in the parks. Oh, absolutely. Apparently it's a huge, I go there all the time. Okay, perfect. And you've never been to Moab? It's right around the corner. Apparently, and I'm sure you know this, Moab is huge for off-roading and dune buggies and stuff like that. We didn't get a chance to do that. Maybe on a future trip when we bring our daughter when she's 13 is kind of what I'm thinking, when she's a little old enough to walk on her own and get it, but I'll have to do some dune buggying. Last time I did dune buggying was up in Michigan. Sand dunes. Anybody been to the sand dunes around Lake Michigan? That's a fun place. But yeah, cool. I appreciate that, man. And, yeah. Keep me posted. Post a ton of pictures on the old Instagram. I'll check them out. All right. Arf, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Just started a Star Wars YouTube channel. I'm very nervous, and I'm kind of scared to put myself out there. It's also hard to keep pushing out vids. Any advice? Well, don't feel like you need to push out vids. That's the biggest thing. And first of all, congratulations on taking your first step into a larger world. There's nothing to be nervous about. People are just people. There's a lot of shitbags out there, and you pay them no mind, right? The biggest thing to overcome with something like that, Arf, is negativity. It's easy to focus on negative comments. You could get 100 positive comments and one negative comment, and then that one will just stick out to you. It's kind of a muscle memory thing to just ignore that bullshit, because you got to make the stuff that you want to make, right? You got to talk about the things that you want to talk about and put your opinions out there. That's what YouTube is all about. Being your authentic self, right? And so yeah, first of all, don't think you need to keep pushing out videos. I think it's a trap that a lot of people fall into where maybe, I get it a lot. Maybe YouTube is a lot of people's like main gig. I get it. And you need to continuously pump out stuff. And maybe, you feel like you're falling behind the curve if you don't upload on a daily or weekly even basis. I get it. But I have this deep-seated philosophy in me that, if I don't feel like uploading anything and I'd have no ideas or whatnot, I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to just throw bullshit at the wall. So don't feel like you need to just push out constant videos, Maybe take your time on something that takes a week, a couple weeks even. Or if you have an idea, sometimes ideas come to you and you finish them in a day, right? So don't feel like you need to continuously push out stuff. Some of the best channels out there put stuff out very infrequently, and you can tell that they put a lot of love and time into making the thing, whether it be because of a really solid script that they've written for themselves or great visuals, you know what I mean? So, yeah, there's no dude, arf arf. I get it, trust me, I get it. But there's no reason to be nervous, You're a person. Everybody else is just a person. There's no reason to be worried about putting yourself out there. This is the internet. This is the Wild West. Everybody's out there, right? Yeah, best of luck, man. It's a fun adventure. It's definitely a fun adventure. Because what's really cool about it, arf, to me at least, is that there's no middleman, You make the thing that you want to make. There's nobody pulling the strings. There's nobody telling you what you need to talk about, what you have to talk about. Like, dudes, I'd barely talk. A lot of times I don't even talk about topical shit. I make videos about 1977 reviews. It's hilarious to me. So that's what's nice about YouTube. It's you and your unfiltered thoughts and creativity. Nobody pulling the strings. It's just you. So take advantage of that, But yeah. Anyway, arf, best of luck to you. And have fun. That's the biggest thing. Have fun with it. Let those nervous nothings fade away. And have fun with it. Because if you're not having fun on YouTube and you feel like you're just in a complete rut, putting out shit constantly, and you're not feeling creatively fulfilled, then I don't really understand the point of YouTube. What, money? Okay, cool. Creativity. But arf, best of luck, man. Everybody go check out the channel, Mr. Arfarf. And Ryan Delahunt, thank you so much once again, man. Thanks for that. Man, I'm more familiar with model kits, just haven't seen many helmets that look as accurate as yours. Appreciate the info. Yeah, I had an EFX helmet I bought in like 2012, I think, early 2012. And I wore it for a few videos for a couple months, and then I ended up buying my ATA set. And I instantly never put on my EFX helmet again, just because it's too perfect, right? Yeah, I mean, you get it. Screen accuracy. If you watch A New Hope, all the Stormtrooper armor and the helmets and everything are very wonky, and I wanted that. I wanted that authenticity. So, I'm sure there's a lot of other kits out there and a lot of other, maybe even companies selling off-the-shelf, screen-accurate. Oh yeah, dude, Finn, rubies. Do not buy. Nobody ever touch ruby Stormtrooper armor. Never. If you guys want a comparison, watch my HelloGreedo Stormtrooper armor video. If you want a comparison between rubies and what I have, watch that video. Never buy rubies Stormtrooper armor. You'll pay an arm and a leg and out the ass for something that looks like dog shit. You can get a screen authentic Stormtrooper armor set for a little bit more, and it's worth it compared to what you get with rubies. Never buy rubies. Never buy rubies. Never buy a lot of rubies shit. I have a rubies. In fact, I'm making a video tonight about Star Trek. Stormtrooper talks about Star Trek, and I'm wearing my rubies Captain Picard costume in that video with the Stormtrooper helmet on. Sure to get some looks, right? But Ryan, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, look into it. I'm sure you've heard of White Armor. It's a forum you can go on and ask questions and get some advice and whatnot. But that's a fun adventure to go down. You know, building your own set of armor. It's exciting, you know. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Ryan. And Rogue Guardian, thank you so much as well. You probably hear this a lot, but thanks for being positive and sensible as opposed to other YouTubers who complain 24/7. You know, well, first of all, thank you so much for the sentiment. The term positive is, you know, I'm often negative, but so like whenever I get lumped in with positive YouTubers and stuff like that, maybe I get what they're saying on a different level, but I feel like I'm negative a lot. But dude, thank you so much for saying that, man. I appreciate the kind words. It's easy to get into like this negative spiral, this rut, right? It's very easy because that's where people love negativity. Dude, you upload a video that has a negative headline and a thumbnail that I don't know, just evokes negativity. It is guaranteed. This is not hypothetical. It is guaranteed to get you more eyeballs. There is a reason why that shit runs rampant. It's not because maybe it's not because it's probably the most authentic thing. It's not because it's the most creative thing. It's because, hey, we live in a world where the most salacious nonsense gets thrown on the wall, and that's what sticks. There's a reason that like tabloids and rags and National Enquirers do so well, or used to do so well. I don't know how they do now. Those gossip columns that you see at the grocery store, right? There's a reason. The internet, the YouTube, has become a big, fat gossip column. And it's weird, and it's also hilarious to me, you know. But yeah, you know. Well, anyway, Rogue, I appreciate that, man. And it is funny to me. I've made 2 Rise of Skywalker videos since the movie came out. You know, I could consistently put them out and tell everybody what I didn't like about the movie. I'd rather sit on it and occasionally put a video out. I could have thrown up like 20 videos in the past month. I didn't. That's not me. But yeah, anyway, Rogue, I appreciate that, man. And Caleb Kemp was just going to host a game on your Discord. Mind if we join you? Would love to run and gun in co-op or CS, preferably co-op because I actually get kills. LOL. Yeah, absolutely, Caleb. Probably another 30 minutes or so, and then I'll hop on. Blah blah blah. I can't speak. I'll probably hop on Battlefront in about 30 minutes or so. So, yeah, feel free to when I launch Battlefront. How about this, Caleb? When I launch Battlefront, keep an eye on me joining, and we'll party up. Everybody will get into a party, and then we'll play some co-op. So, me, you, and if you want to find 2 others in the Discord, feel free. So that sounds good to me. But I appreciate that, man. And Ryan Jost, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Have you seen the Red Letter Media commentary track on Return of the Jedi? I thought they say some really interesting things, and it's worth watching. No, I've actually, you know, Red Letter Media is my favorite YouTube channel. All of their series and whatnot are just kind of right up my alley. Their sense of humor just hits me in the right spot. And I've never once listened to any of their commentary tracks, Ryan. Never have. I will definitely have to do that soon. There's like, my wife is staying with her friend. Her friend's getting married soon, and you know, all the bridesmaids stay the night before the wedding with the bride. I think that's kind of tradition. So I'm kind of already this is like 2 months away, and I'm already thinking, what am I going to watch that night? I was thinking I'm going to binge watch like 4 episodes of The Next Generation. But I think I think listening to a Red Letter Media commentary track of Return of the Jedi might be a pretty damn fun thing to do, sitting in a hotel room with a couple beers, listening to those guys talk Star Wars. I might have to do that. But yeah, Ryan. Nope, never. I've never listened to any of their commentary tracks, like I said. But I will have to. I actually don't even know which ones are available. I believe they release them all on their Patreon, correct? Or maybe some of them are on YouTube too, but I really don't know. But I appreciate that, Ryan. Let's see. Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the face. I'm trying to figure out what that face is. Is he getting like blasted? Is that a laser going through his head? I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. Vince Wynn, thank you so much once again. Bullshit Detector Online. Kylo, I said your parents were nobody because they chose to be nobody. So technically, man. You're turning the Bullshit Detector into in-universe Star Wars canon. I dig it. That would be a fun video to make, Vince. The Bullshit Detector enters the Star Wars universe. That's a video idea that I would have to really think about and how I would play that. But that would be a lot of fun. That might have to be a long-term project. But yeah, and anyway, Vince, it's good to see you as always, man. I appreciate that. Given that your second favorite franchise is Star Trek, do you think you would make a channel for it, or is that too much for you, Sean M? No, I wouldn't make a second channel for it. I would just talk about Star Trek on this channel. Honestly, I'll talk whatever I want to on this channel, you know? I'm uploading a Star Trek video probably tomorrow. So yeah, I wouldn't make a second channel. And just do it on here. Why not? This thing's already got shit set up for it. I don't want to set up another channel. But yeah. Buds of Roland, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Battlefront is okay. How you feel about the Battlefield series? Was disappointed in Battlefield 5, but Battlefield 4 was my jam. No, I've always been a fan of the Battlefield series. I've played them all. From 1942 onward. One of my favorites of all time, Buds, was Battlefield Vietnam. You could get in the Bell Huey helicopter and you could blast CCR out, and you could just fly over the battlefield, blasting this music and shooting your guns. And Battlefield Vietnam was so much fun. I've liked them all. I'll say that, but I haven't really played much of Battlefield 5. I didn't really play much of Battlefield 1. In fact, I could probably pull it up on Origin, and I don't have very many hours in either of those. Battlefield 5, Battlefield 5, I only have 3 hours, man. I've barely played that game. Battlefield 1, I have 30 hours. Battlefield 4, I only have 20 hours. And Battlefield 3, Battlefield 3 I had before I had Origin, so I don't know why it's even on my Origin account. Same with Battlefield 4. So I probably put more hours into I don't know. That's weird. So yeah, I played a lot of Battlefield back in the day. But the last few I just haven't really messed around with too much. Whenever I play games, I rarely play by myself, and I'm usually playing games with my buddies. And, you know, we tend to pick games that we're all general consensus want to play. And those games, for whatever reason, don't come up very often. Games we like to play are like, Postscriptum is a very, very realistic and difficult World War II shooter. We like playing stuff like that, you know. But yeah. I'm a fan, but I haven't really touched them that much lately. So I appreciate that, Buds. And yeah, I wish the modern Battlefronts had kind of the same epic, huge battle. I mean, Capital Supremacy is similar to it in a way. But I kind of like the idea of taking Battlefront and doing a lot of what Battlefield does with enterable and exitable vehicles and a lot of that kind of stuff, you know. But yeah. Anyway. I appreciate that, man. Let me take a quick sip of the old coffee here. All right. Where did it go? There we go. Star Wars story. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the support this evening. Dude, just finished Jedi Fallen Order. Not sure anyone's made this connection yet, but I think Cal is based on Ralph McQuarrie's concept of Luke versus Vader. OMG. Let me see this. McQuarrie, Luke versus Vader. Oh, I know. This is such an iconic image. Interesting. I've never heard that talked about. I've never even thought about that. That's really difficult to kind of put two and two together there. Let's see. Ralph McQuarrie, Cal Kestis. Let's see if anybody else has talked about that. I don't see anybody talking about that. Let's see. Cal Kestis. I mean, I guess the hair's similar, I suppose. I mean, I guess you could draw a very similar connection in the sense that they both very much feel like they're Star Wars costumes. I don't really see much of a comparison. Cal even uses the same scuba gear and color scheme. Okay, I can definitely see the color scheme. The scuba gear. Scuba. Why can't I find any Cal Kestis scuba? Who is Cal Kestis? All these YouTube videos, me included, that are just going by the wayside, taking up space on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, all these Star Wars news videos that a couple months they're answered, and then those videos are just up forever and ever and ever and ever and never going to be watched again. It's hilarious. I don't know why that's funny to me. But, alright. I guess I can draw a comparison. If I look at particulars like that. But, interesting. I'm sure there's a lot of things like that. There's obvious a lot of things like that, right? That pull inspiration from Ralph McQuarrie, concept art and illustrations and whatnot, because that is the granddaddy of Star Wars visuals for sure, right? But yeah, I appreciate that story. And Mimi, thank you so much for the channel support. TLJ is a good movie with bad parts. The Rise of Skywalker in reverse. A bad movie with good parts. I guess you could flip. I guess you could say that, I suppose. I definitely agree with that. A good movie with bad parts. Yeah, that's kind of in line with what I've always said about that movie, right? It has some of my all-time favorite scenes and concepts in the entire franchise, and then it also has some of my least favorite scenes and moments in the entire franchise as well. But yeah, man, I kind of agree with what you're saying there. The Rise of Skywalker is reverse, or the inverse of that. Yeah, there's a lot less that I like about the Rise of Skywalker than I like about it overall, and that's not me complaining about where the story went or anything like that. It's just it felt like a big generic, as I've said before, just like a generic blockbuster that was just kind of a big meh, you know. But that's just me. I'm definitely in the minority, I feel like, which is fine. And not the first time, right? But I appreciate that, Mimi. And I like that description. And Vince Wynn, everyone check out HelloGreedo's second channel, Hello Piccolo, where he talks all things Dragon Ball, his third favorite franchise. HG loves anime. Hashtag HG's never really seen anime. That's funny, man. Is Piccolo an actual character in Dragon Ball? That's how little I know about any of this stuff. Piccolo... Dragon Ball. Am I even saying it correctly? It is. Oh, that's a character that's one character that I would recognize visually. I've never heard that character's name, I don't think. Interesting. Piccolo Jr., usually just called Piccolo, also known as Ma Jr., is a Namekian and also the final child and reincarnation of the Demon King Piccolo, later becoming the reunification of the nameless Namekian after fusing with Kami. Kami? I know nothing. I know nothing about Dragon Ball or anime. Not that I've never been interested in it. I've always thought the visuals are awesome. And it's always kind of, there's a lot of like commercials and stuff like that for certain anime shows on Adult Swim. You know, when you're watching Family Guy late at night trying to fall asleep. There's a lot of commercials that kind of look interesting to me. Some sci-fi elements and stuff like that, but I've just never given it a chance. When I grew up in Georgia, my neighbor was really into Dragon Ball. And I tried watching a few episodes with him, and I could just, for whatever reason, I could never get into it. But yeah, that is certainly not my third favorite franchise, and I definitely don't have a second channel, named Hello Piccolo. But yeah, man, I appreciate that, Vince. In Star Wars, where Cal even uses the same scuba gear, color scheme. Oh yeah, I already briefly talked about that, but yeah, like I said, there's probably that might be an interesting video to make too. You know, all the Ralph McQuarrie concept art and illustrations, the inspiration for a lot of modern Star Wars and even prequel stuff. What year? Let's see. I think his son works on stuff as well. He died in 2012. I actually don't know a lot of what he did, or if anything, with the prequels. Or if he just did the basic concept art for A New Hope. I might have to look into that. Yeah, it looks like he just did the production illustrator for... Oh, okay, design consultant, conceptual artist for... A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. It looks like he didn't do any of the prequel stuff. Interesting. He did Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, E.T., Cocoon, Battlestar Galactica, Close Encounters, Mothership Designer. Nice. Okay, nice. That is actually... I'm going to write that down real quick. I'm just going to write Ralph McQuarrie. Let's see. I'll remember what that means. That sounds like a video idea that is right up my alley. You guys know how I like looking that kind of stuff up for sure. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. And 6 Foot Piss Radius, good to see you, brother. 6 Foot says, got some Dogfish Head Sequence Ale a little earlier. Normally not a fan of IPAs, but I'm taking a risk here because you like it so much. Thank you. Well, it's not an IPA. It's not an IPA. Have you tried it yet? Let's see. What I don't even know what it's technically called. It's a Goza. It's a sour. Sequence. Sequence Ale is so it's an ale, is a unique as it is refreshing and is a perfect to down all year. Try it. Amazing. So yeah, it's not an IPA. It's a salty Goza. Which is a sour beer. It's very tart. And I think, if you're not a fan of... what's interesting to me, 6 Foot, is people that I know who don't like... are generally not beer drinkers. But are, like, wine drinkers. Kind of like Moscato wine or some sweeter wines. Tend to kind of like... sour beers and gozes like what you just had, the Sequence Ale. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think of it. Definitely not an IPA, so don't worry about that. It's when you taste it, I think it'll be a little bit of a shock because it's such a sour salty flavor that is very, very different. I mean, there's so many gozes and sour beers nowadays. It's a very, very trendy and just everybody makes them now. But this is a really solid one to taste your first sour, I think. But yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think, man. And I appreciate that channel support this evening. I'm excited for you to try it. You'll have to let me know. It's one of my favorites. But have you heard about the High Republic stuff? Just briefly, Air. I haven't really jumped too deep into what's going on with it or whatnot. In fact, I really haven't looked at anything about it. So I'm excited to check it out. But yeah. Oh, nice, Stud. I'll check it out, man. I'll check out the email. I am a big dummy when it comes to checking all of my stuff. I barely check my Twitter. I barely check my Instagram. I check my Twitter maybe once or twice a day at the most. A couple days ago, I realized that I hadn't been on it for 48 hours, and it kind of felt awesome. I mean, I'm equally as bad as checking my email, man. But yeah, I would, with your permission, I'd love to use something like that, in future live streams for sure. But I appreciate you thinking of the channel when you're making some stuff. And if you want me to name it a certain way so it scrolls at the tip top of the stream like you're looking at right now with the song that's playing right now, let me know what you want me to name it. Well, yeah. I have a minifig in my Lego City because he's one of my top. Oh, that's cool, Ryan. That's awesome. It's been, dude, Ryan. In the past, people have made HelloGreedo Lego figures, and I've always gotten a kick out of it. I used to have a fan photo section that I haven't updated in so long. Oh, I do. If you go to HelloGreedo.com, click on fan photos, you'll see some pictures that I posted up there years ago. I believe. Yep, there's a Lego figure up there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I haven't updated that thing in so long, man. Probably not since like 2015. Kaya Dathomir, thank you so much for the channel support this evening. Kaya Dathomir, where did that go? Oh, what do indoor natives cook in? An Ewok. That's a good dad joke. That's not a bad dad joke. That's not a bad dad joke, Kai. I said it a couple streams ago. Somebody needs to make a Star Wars dad joke book. I might need to be the one to do that. But I couldn't take people's stuff, right? You can't just copy and paste and make a book out of it. I would have to come up with some, and I'm not good at coming up with those kind of jokes whatsoever. But maybe I'll make one of those. Maybe I'll make one of those, right? That's not a bad dad joke. That's not a bad dad joke. But I appreciate that, man. Let's see. Tom Grobe, thank you so much as well. Hey, Greedo, I'm trashed. LOL. Well, be safe, dude. What's your advice on focusing on sitting down and writing to meet deadlines? Ooh, that's really tough. First of all, enjoy your evening and be safe. The advice that I have, man, is it's going to be cliche. But for me, I wake up at 4 in the morning, 4:30 or 4 in the morning. This morning I woke up at 4. That is my time. There is no lollygagging. When my alarm goes off, I already have my coffee pot programmed to go off at 4 in the morning. I hop off, I start smelling the coffee, I hear it bubbling, I go in, I get my cup, and I go sit down on the computer. I work on channel stuff, I work on freelance stuff. That is my time. That is my time for a couple hours until my daughter wakes up to sit down, no distractions. I put like this kind of music that you're listening to right now in my headset. That is my time. There's no bullshit involved. There's no, well, I don't want to, I don't feel like it. Nope, shut up. That is my time. You know what I mean? So the advice that I have is Is it difficult to focus? Sometimes, yeah. But you need that block of time where you tell your brain that there is no wiggle room. You have a deadline, arbitrary or not, that you need to meet, and you have to focus on that work, right? And for me, like with you know, the channel and doing a lot of freelance stuff, you kind of act as your own boss, right? And the deadlines, there's no deadlines, external deadlines, really. With some of the freelance stuff there is, but I'm usually pretty but I get shit to the clients really quick. But for YouTube, it's difficult, right? Because there's nobody telling you, you got to get it done, you got to get it done, you got to get it done. You have to tell yourself that. And it can kind of be a battle with yourself at times. But it's all about no distractions and just realizing that this is what you need to do. That's with anything, right? That's with anything. That's with some mundane job that you have. That's with, I don't know, even doing like yard work, right? Or doing shit around the house that needs to get done. This is what you're doing. Just do it, you know? Just do it. Nike slogan. Best slogan ever invented. Just do it, right? Just do it. But Tom, I appreciate that, man. Be safe. And focusing is just all about just telling your brain this is what you're doing, you know? I've often found that, like I said, the music that you're listening to right now, this kind of like ambient, spacey, whatever music, is perfect for me, and it's what gets me into the mood to make stuff. So I would definitely advise that, you know. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. And Kaya Dathomir, I already read that. Star Wars Story, your book arrived just in time. I was out of toilet paper. Wait, is that what you mean? Out of toilet paper? You're going to use it to wipe your ass? I understand. I would too. But no, are you going to use it? Are you going to use a sleeve of toilet paper, a sliver of toilet paper as a bookmark? Do it to it. But Star Wars Story, I appreciate you picking it up, man. I never thought of that Star Wars Story. I guess I've never thought of that in terms of like people watching my videos either. That's the analytic that I'd like to see on YouTube. That's what the analytic I'd like to see. You know, YouTube tells you how many people are watching your videos on their phones, how many people are watching it on a desktop or a tablet or a TV. But YouTube analytics doesn't tell you how many people are watching your videos while they're taking a shit. Come on, YouTube. That's the analytics that I want. Now, that would be an interesting little bit of analytic to get, right? But anyway, Star Wars Story. I appreciate that, man. It's almost time for some Battlefront, guys. A couple minutes after Daniel's super chat here, I'm going to fire up some Battlefront. Caleb, if you're still here and you want to play some Battlefront, keep an eye out for me popping into the game, and we will party up. I'll invite you, and we'll get the ball rolling on that. So, or actually, Caleb, how about this? Since you're in communication with all the guys, or maybe there's a couple more guys that want to play, you be the one to start the party. All right, you can invite me. That way, you can invite the other guys too. So, that sounds good to me. So, Daniel Ambrose, thank you so much, man. Have you ever seen the episode of the original Muppet Show with Mark Hamill, Peter Mayhew, and Anthony Daniels as the guest stars? Let's see. Mark Hamill, Peter Mayhew. Let's see what comes up. I don't think I've seen this entire episode. But Daniel, I recognize this image of Luke and Miss Piggy and Kermit on Dagobah. I recognize this. I don't know if I've... So I don't think I've seen it in its entirety, Daniel. But I have seen this clip. That probably this clip was just in some like behind the scenes making of, like, in 1977 Star Wars changed the world documentary. So I don't think I've seen it. I'm pretty sure, almost positive, that I've never seen this in its entirety. But I have seen this clip. And, that might be something that I put on TV tomorrow before dinner. Me and my daughter and my wife always watch something like, I don't know, it's usually some shit on YouTube like Coco Melon, or maybe we turn on Disney Plus to some Minnie Mouse stuff. Before dinner, we watch a little something just for like 20 minutes or so. So maybe tomorrow night, I will throw this on the TV and see how she reacts, But yeah, I appreciate that, Daniel. All right, guys, I'm going to launch some... I'm going to launch Battlefront. Caleb, keep an eye on me joining, and you can invite me and whoever else wants to play, and Caleb will be the party leader, and I'll leave it to you what game mode we pick. Mark Hamill plays both himself and Luke Skywalker in the episode. They keep missing each other backstage. It's fun. Oh, nice. That's okay. I'll check that out. That sounds fun. Huh. What's your book about? I might get it. Jonah Silva. It's just kind of, if you Google, if you go to Amazon and type HelloGreedo, sorry about the mess. Here's the cover. I'll put it on the screen right now. If you look at the screen, you'll see what it looks like. It's called Sorry About the Mess, and it's just kind of like the first chapter is about the origin story of the channel and my childhood a little bit. Second chapter is it's called Why Star Wars. And then, the other chapters are top 10 favorite movies. It's just a bunch of stories from my life. There's a chapter devoted to the United States Navy. There's just a bunch of stuff. So, yeah. There's a reason it's called Sorry About the Mess. People have equated it or compared it to my live streams because it's often very all over the place like my live streams are. So, and I like that. There's a reason I titled it Sorry About the Mess, right? So, a little Battlefront action here this evening, guys. It has been It's been probably it's definitely been over a month since I've played Battlefront. And yeah, not that I haven't wanted to, just, moved houses, haven't really been that much in the mood to play anything. But here we are. Let's see. Yeah, Caleb, whenever... Okay, Geek Source. Cool. Whenever you want to, invite me, and I will, unless you don't see me. Do you not see me? There we go. Sorry, Caleb. I should be visible now. I was invisible. It's been 84 years. There we go. Nice. Yeah, 6 foot. Do you have 6 foot? Can I invite? Oh, sweet. I'll go in. Oh, 6 foot. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right, we got 4. Is that cool? Is that okay, Caleb? I don't know if you had a 4th already in mind or if 6 foot could join up. But yeah, I'm leaving it up to you, Caleb, to pick where we go next. All right. Here we go. I had Renegade Squadron. I never had a PSP, no. Who asked that, Vince? I had the only handheld gaming system that I ever had. I actually never had a Game Boy. I did have a Game Gear, a Sega Game Gear. That is the only handheld I don't know, mobile gaming thing that I've ever had in my entire life. But yeah. Sure, yeah, we can do Caleb. Caleb, we can do co-op. That sounds good, Caleb. I'm up for whatever. Can you have more than 4 in a party for co-op? Let's see. What's up, K2? I'm muting everybody for the stream. Oh, this is super delayed, isn't it? Let's see. There we go. Butterscotch. Hey, HG, which do you prefer, OG Stormtrooper or First Order Stormtrooper? Oh, you know, there's a reason. There's a reason that I have a set of Stormtrooper armor. Now, I prefer the original. I prefer the original. And in terms of the original, I mean even A New Hope, because, you know, when you look at the Stormtrooper armor in Empire and Return of the Jedi, all three movies, the Stormtrooper armor is subtly different from one another, right? And A New Hope is the standout when it comes to wonkiness, and I love it, you know. But yeah, nope, I haven't seen the new the Joker movie, Hunter. I'm waiting to watch it, maybe this weekend. I have some like Google points saved up, some Google Play, whatever it's called, points, and that's kind of how I rent movies nowadays. And my wife really wants to watch it too, so we'll probably watch it this weekend. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. Nice, Kashyyyk. All right, what director would you like to make a Star Wars film? John Martin. If I had to pick a director, man, it would be Danny Boyle. You know, I'm a big Danny Boyle fan. He directed one of my favorite movies of all time, 127 Hours. I love his visual storytelling. You know, I don't know. He's just a great visual storyteller, and I think he would be a really fun and unique choice to spearhead a Star Wars movie. Not saying that's ever going to happen, but I would love it. Absolutely, through and through. Okay, my coffee is cold. I keep forgetting about the warmer on my desk that my wife got me for Christmas, so I'm going to set it on there and see if it gets warm. I'm very curious how good of a job it does. You know, it keeps things relatively warm if it's already warm, but we shall see. Nope, I have not seen 19 is that what it's called, 1917? Nope, haven't seen it. Internet Gangster, that is on the top of my list, though. As soon as that becomes available for home viewing, I am there. Yeah. Oh, man. 14 players needed. All right, if anybody has Battlefront 2 on the PC and they want to play, click Capital Supremacy. You might join our game. We shall see. All right, cool. Josh, no, I haven't read any of the Rise of Skywalker or the Rise of Kylo Ren comic, rather. I'm not much of a comic reader, but that one definitely interests me because, you know, it adds some context to the character. But yeah, I've never been much of a comic book reader other than like Superman back in the day, you know. Oh yeah. That lobby is as dead as my life. Yep, Ice Wolf. If I watch Star Wars, that's usually the way I watch it on the Despecialized editions. That is usually the way I watch it for sure. Ice Wolf, you're right. It's beautiful. It's a project of passion, and I love that it exists, you know. Also, if you don't know about 4K77, check out 4K77. You might get a kick out of it as well. But yeah. There we go. That filled up quickly. Nice. I wonder if that definitely was not because I told people to join. I do not have the ego to think that I caused this game to launch. But yeah, cool. We got it. I was worried that we would be sitting here for a long time. Kyle Ellis, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Got an anime you like? ? If not, seen Cowboy Bebop and Trigun, check them out. Space and Western style shows. I believe those are two. Are those on Adult Swim? So Kyle, I've never been into anime. I've never really sat down and watched an anime. Not since I was a kid. I've never really been able to get into it. So no, there's really no anime that I've ever liked or been that into. Not to say that I wouldn't give it a chance, but just because the art style and everything has always really interested me, and it's always looked neat. I don't know if, are those, like I said, are those on Adult Swim? Those sound very, very familiar. I don't know if those are just like popular ones that I've just heard about being alive, you know? But if they're on Adult Swim, there's a good chance that I've seen the commercials for them, right? Everybody in the party, I would recommend following K2 because he kicks ass at this game. But yeah, Kyle, I wish there was something that I could point to. I mean, honestly, the last anime that I watched was The Animatrix. That's the last little tiny bit of anime that I've ever watched. And I only watched that because, hey, it was a piece of The Matrix after The Matrix came out, and I wanted more Matrix, right? But then I quickly realized that, no. I don't want more Matrix. But yeah, I appreciate that, Kyle. And Lewis Collin, thank you so much as well for the channel support on this Battlefront evening. Seeing the movie Looper, any reviews / thoughts on it? Yeah, oh, one sec. I am so rusty. There we go. Oh, I wasn't even a player. Damn. So yeah, I like Looper a lot. I love the concept of Looper. I love, Looper is fantastic. The conversation between Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the cafe, where it's one of my favorite moments is when they're talking time travel, and Bruce Willis is basically saying, he's basically might as well be looking at the audience going, hey, don't worry about this shit. Don't worry about all this time travel stuff, right? Just have fun. I love that. The movie, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've seen it a few times. Where it kind of leaves me behind is at the very, very end. That's where it kind of leaves me behind a little bit. You know, it's still fun, but it kind of takes a very, very strange turn, in my opinion, and becomes like a oddly different movie, you know. But no, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Well, another Rian Johnson production there, right? If you haven't seen Brick is worth a watch. The concept of Brick, in my opinion, Lewis, is better than the movie Brick. I like the idea of like a detective story, like a noir detective story set in high school. It's once again Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I believe I'm pretty sure that was Rian Johnson's first film. It's worth watching just to kind of, you know, see his first movie and yeah, like I said, it's a really interesting and fun concept of a detective story in a high school, you know. But anyway, Lewis, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen Looper, it's worth watching. That's a really fun ride for sure. Crap, why do I keep starting at the default position? Stupid. Alright. Anybody around me? Yeah, the concept of Looper, if anybody doesn't know, time travel is invented and it's outlawed, and basically like mob bosses utilize it to get rid of people, to whack people. And there's these special hitmen called loopers, and they live like kings, and you know, but their time comes and it's time to close the loop, as they say, and they end up killing their self. It's a really neat idea. It's a really fun concept. I like it a lot, but yeah, I did a horrible job of describing it. For sure, check it out. Where am I going? I'm not helping my team whatsoever. All right, here we go. I'll follow Goyen here. I didn't realize you could have more than 4 people in a party. That's awesome. Oh, Star Wars Story. Thank you so much for the channel support as well, man. Star Wars Story says, if you're giving anime one more chance, choose Death Note. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. I'll do a quick little Google search after the stream. See what that's all about. Gotcha, punk. Tank BOC. Let's see. Who did I save there? Oh, Mr. Caleb. But, no, Star Wars Story. Star Wars Story. I'll do a quick little search after the stream and check it out. like I said, man, I've never been into anime, but the visual style, especially some of the kind of futuristic science fiction looking animes have always intrigued me. There was one that somebody recommended to me not too long ago that like sounded so much like Star Wars that I don't know. It looked at, there was even the Empire and the Rebellion, I think. Can't remember what that was called, but I'd like to check it out. All right, we're all up here. Contested command post. All sorts of... Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes. That's what killed me. Alright, defeated in combat. Combat. Try to spawn on you, going. Oh, defeated. In combat, K2. I'll try to spawn on you, K2. Can I spawn? There we go. Boom. Perfect. Alright, right behind you, Mr. Dooku. Alright, here we go. Have you seen the original Clone Wars series? Funky Monkey. 2003 Clone Wars? Nope. I have not. I'm planning after Season 7 of the Clone Wars airs to sit down and watch it. In terms of things that get recommended to me, the 2003 Clone Wars series is without a doubt like the #1 thing that gets recommended to me, man. So, whoa. Ouch. So yeah, I have not watched it. I'm planning to watch it after Season 7 of the new Clone Wars airs. But yeah. I hate when it says in combat when they aren't. Yeah, I mean, I understand why there's a cooldown, right? But, yeah, it's funny. You just sit there clicking endlessly. Click, 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 click. Trying to spawn. Alright. Oh, yikes. Alright, let's take... Oh, just took over E. Crap. Combat, combat. I'll wait for K2 and Dooku. Hey HG, what do you think about BB-8 and BB-9E coming to the game? Also, for the next 2, they should add Qui-Gon and Asajj Ventress. No, I like the idea of bringing BB-8 and BB-9E into the game, just because I'm a fan of weird crap like that. You know what I mean? I like the idea of bringing unconventional heroes and villains and stuff like that into the game. So yeah, like, it's... I guess I understand why people would be like, why not Qui-Gon? I mean, I get it, but at the same time, just the overall idea of adding them to the game is funny to me in a oh, that's kind of neat way, you know what I mean? I would love to see Ahsoka added to the game. I'm very curious how they would add her to the game, visually, you know? Battlefront tries to be a very photorealistic game, and I would just love to know how they would incorporate this, like, this animated character into the game, and how that would work, you know? Visually, but yeah. Alright, let's see. Whee! Lord of the Stapler. I'm running across the battlefield. Wasted a grenade. Lucky shot. Alright, K2. Whoa! They came from behind. K2 died yet? Golly, he's so good. Ridiculous. 9nub and Greedo too. Yeah, I've always said, man, I'd love for some of those kind of characters to get back into the game. I've always said also that I would love a bounty hunter DLC pack, where just a bunch of bounty hunters are added to the game. You know, I would love IG-88 to be in the game. Just random characters, you know. Not everything needs to be a Jedi. Not everything needs to be like that. Let's add some BB-8, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Porkins, there you go. Woo. Ouch. Or allow some heavy modifications and some server browser action and custom server action, and you would have a ton of people making some character models and stuff like that of characters that, you know, are unconventional. What's up, JJ? It's good to see you, man. Things are going well. Yeah, Mandalorian would be a fun hero for sure. Alright, let's see. Oh, they're kind of coming back here. Alright. Let's figure this out. The BS detector butterscotch is... It's in your brain already, man. You don't need to buy one. It's a muscle that gains strength with use. It's the best way to describe it. Oh, that is a tank. And I'm dead. Gotta love it. Alright, let's see. Jesus Christ, man. It was like 40 to 12. And now they're just completely dominating us. Or soon to be. What's up, Mahler? What's going on, dude? Alright, let's see. Where's the horde, man? Where's the horde? Last time you popped in, you brought like 200 people. Let's see. I want Mando in the game, but he's not really a hero or villain, more of an anti-hero. Yeah, I mean, I suppose they would probably throw him into the hero slot, right? I'd be very surprised. Well, once again, man, like, characters like that, right? And I'm a broken record at this point with this game, but I would love for heavy customization of server browser and the ability to host your own server, because, you know, I grew up making Counter-Strike maps and all that kind of stuff, and I miss doing that. And to have the ability to like, I don't know, host my own server, make my own maps, and even model my own characters would be great. And I miss that. I would love that in a modern Star Wars FPS, you know. And not only for my sake, for the sake of, like, the game's longevity, right? When a game... I mean, think of some of your favorite games that stand the test of time and are around forever. Well, Counter-Strike is just, I guess, the perfect example. There's just so much customization there. There's so many servers that people host. The game has created a community within the community. So for the longevity of your game, for the creativity and the community of your game, you know, allow people to make their own shit. That's what I'm really thirsty for when it comes to this game, is player input in terms of the creative process. But yeah, my horde is happily having themselves asleep for now, I suppose. That sounds good. What time is it over there? Where are you from? Are you from the UK? That's 5 hours. I think that's 5 hours ahead of where I'm at in Jacksonville here. Let's see. But I need private matches. Yeah, well, dude, when Battlefront 2015 was first coming out, I was so pumped, man. You might remember this. I was making video after video about you know, I'm going to host my own server. We're going to have a HelloGreedo server, and we're going to be able to make our own stuff, and it's going to be awesome. And then when there was no server browser, I was just so bummed because, obviously for very, very selfish reasons, because I wanted to have this server and we could have fun in it, but also just the realization that the game wouldn't really last very long, you know. But yeah. I just think they couldn't do that on console. Yeah, that's true, Swift. It's definitely a different beast. But, you know, what isn't available on the console, and I know most games are made for the console nowadays, but damn. But damn. Us PC gamers, maybe there's very few of us compared to the console gamers. Need a little bit of that old classic, shit. That old classic customization, I suppose. Good old Britain, yeah, though my sleep schedule is less consistent than the Rise of Skywalker. There you go, man. You make a Rise of Skywalker video? I don't watch much YouTube, man, so it's funny. People ask me if I've seen, your videos and various other YouTubers. The most YouTube I watch nowadays, man, is Elmo or Coco Melon with the kid. That's about the extent of my YouTube watching for the past 2 years, as I die by Anakin's hand here. Whoa! I want private matches to make Battlefront short film. Oh, the possibility. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's a cool idea. I'm sure people have done that, right? Made little short films here and there with Battlefront. I don't necessarily know how that works. I guess you could do that in, I don't know, some, arcade? I guess you could do that here and there. That's how, what is, red versus blue, right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, red versus blue. Which is, I've played, like, I've only played the first Halo game ever when it first came out. I've never touched another Halo game after that. PC player. Sometimes you miss out on fun things. How do they come back so easily? Jeez. Alright, let's go take C. Yaddle. Well, once again, if you had heavy customization, somebody would make a Yaddle skin. A Yaddle character model. How did you get into Star Wars in the first place? Gnome. You know, it's one of those things, probably the case for a lot of people as well, where I just grew up watching it. I literally don't have memories before Star Wars was in my life. I probably saw it when I was like 2 or 3, and I've just been watching it ever since, and it's, yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, right? To have this thing in your life where you can't remember a time when it wasn't in your life. Something as, I suppose, when you think about it, as trivial as Star Wars in your life, but there's like no benchmark. There's no concrete time frame or date where I can think, oh, this is when I first found out about Star Wars or watched Star Wars or learned to love Star Wars, you know? But yeah. I did, oh, and I'm dead. I did, let's say I wasn't too pleased with the movie, wasted so much time chasing trinkets and bringing back old Palp was less than pleasing. Yeah, that was definitely a very, very uninventive, thing to do. Yeah, like, man, I was holding out judgment until I saw the movie, right? I don't know if you know, but I've never been a fan of like resurrecting characters. The idea of bringing Darth Maul does nothing to me. Boba Fett, bringing him back does nothing to me, for me rather. People want a Mace Windu show. Why? I don't want that shit. And the idea of bringing Palpatine back from the jump never sat right with me. I made that clear. But I was holding out judgment until I saw how it was executed. But as soon as, like, the opening crawl started, I was just like, no, I'm not in. This has already left me behind. But, yeah. Ooh. Just shooting at nothing. Let's see. Everybody's dead. Man, we got stomped. They must have not had their full team loaded in yet, right? They must have been waiting on some players, because they came back swiftly.
Keep stopping the clones from boarding. The LAATs are about to leave. The clones have finished boarding. Now we
Damn.
must move to protect our dreadnought.
All right, here we go.
I find your ineptitude less amusing as time goes by.
How do you feel about Ewan being back? Rebellion, Adam. You know, if that's a case, like if you asked me what type of Star Wars show I would want, well, honestly, I'd probably tell you something very similar to The Mandalorian, right? But the idea of an Obi-Wan show kind of intrigues me if it's done the way, not necessarily that I want it to do, because I don't play that game, but you could do some really interesting stuff where, you know, this man whose entire worldview and his entire system has come crashing down. I would love almost like Castaway on Tatooine, right? Obi-Wan Kenobi hiding out, living a life on Tatooine, getting accustomed to his new life, and struggling with the events of the past. I don't want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi on these grand adventures with his lightsaber. That doesn't interest me, you know. I want this, if that's when the show is going to take place, and it makes sense based on Ewan McGregor's age and all that kind of stuff. That just kind of a deep, like, character study of a man who's lost everything. His entire worldview has come crashing down, and the structure around him no longer exists. There's so much to just kind of a really interesting, well-paced show like that would be great, right? But I kind of have a feeling it's going to be a balls-to-the-wall lightsaber fest, which isn't necessarily what I'm looking for, but yeah. All right. Defend the door controls. I suck too, Caleb. Trust me. You're not too far below me. Look at K2 is just domination at this game, man. Oh shit, Icy Bubba. Dude, Icy Bubba, I apologize. Thank you for the channel support this evening, man. I'm a big dummy, Icy, and my super chat notification sound effect is a Star Wars blaster. It's the sound of an E11 shooting. And when I'm playing Battlefront, that sound effect blends in with Battlefront because I'm a big dummy and I've never changed it. So, Icy Bubba says, Battlefront in first-person blasphemy. I got to, man. I can't play it in third person. Like, especially not on the PC. If I was playing on the console with a controller, yes. I cannot play first-person shooters. And obviously, I can't play first-person shooters with a mouse and keyboard either. But I cannot play, for the life of me, a FPS with a control. Never been able to do it. Unless it's like a single-player Wolfenstein type game, right? Where I'm not fighting multiplayer bad guys. It's just personal preference. Sometimes I do really great, sometimes I don't, like now. Jeez. I've always said, man, like, I'd rather play Battlefront first person and kind of have that immersion, you know, being a grunt on the battlefield playing Star Wars, rather than it feeling like I'm holding an action figure out in front of my face, right? But yeah, that's just me. But I appreciate that, Icy. I'm definitely in the minority when it comes to Battlefront and first person. I would be willing to bet. In fact, I'm going to throw a Twitter poll up there after this stream, and I'm curious how people play their Battlefront, right? I'm going to ask people how they play Battlefront. First person or third person. Or not at all. Jeez, man. Anakin. Constant. Alright. I guess I should have waited to spawn on K2 and until he was already roly-polying around. Alright, we need to take care of... Anakin is all right. Whatever. There we go. I don't like using any of these. I don't like using the droideka. I'll use it though. Oops. See? I already messed that up. Let's see. I guess this is a good spot to use the droideka. Alright, nice. Is that Anakin again? Damn. All right. Out of the nominees, what's your pick? Best picture at the Oscars? I haven't, man. I just haven't had time to watch very many of them. To tell you the truth, have I seen any of the Oscar? I don't even know what's nominated for Best Picture. What's nominated? Somebody throw in the chat what's all nominated, and I'll tell you if I've seen it or not. I mean, I say this all the time. It's we've seen 2 movies in the theater since our daughter was born. Oh, now 3 with The Rise of Skywalker. We've seen 3 movies in the theater in the past 2 years. We saw Solo, we saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and we saw Rise of Skywalker. And when we watch movies at home, we're very, very picky and selective with what we watch because of limited time, right? So, with all the Oscar movies, most of them, a lot of them at least, are not available for home viewing, I don't believe. So we haven't had a chance to get around to watching a lot of them, so. My wife watched Marriage Story. She thought it was great. I want to see it just for the performances, right? 1917, that's on the tip top of my list. That is my #1 wanting to watch movie right now. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Okay. Oh, thanks, Collins. Let's see. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Marriage Story, The Irishman, Joker, Little Women, 1917, A Tale of Two Popes. I've only seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's the only one I've seen. Plus Jojo Rabbit. Oh yeah, I want to see Jojo Rabbit big time. I don't know much about it, but you know, when I see Nazi spoof and Hitler spoof, I'm in. I love Charlie Chaplin's The Great Dictator. I used to have a Great Dictator poster in my office. Love that movie through and through. I don't know if it's anything like that. Probably not. But it's a comedy, right? So, yeah, out of all those, I've only seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So it's kind of hard for me. Like, I feel like a lot of people do that, you know. A lot of people see 1 or 2 Oscar movies and then they pick what they want to win based off of the 1 or 2 that they've seen. I can't do that, you know. Oh, the one that I want to win is the only one that I've seen. Boom. See if this coffee's warmed up.
This is all your fault.
It's about the same temperature as if you drank your own saliva. All right. Favorite prequel trilogy lightsaber fight? Scout. The fight at the end of The Phantom Menace. To me, it just felt the most grounded. I mean, I say grounded very loosely because it was balls to the wall, crazy fast, choreographed lightsaber fight. But compared to like something, I don't know, like Mustafar, right? Or I don't know, Yoda versus Palpatine, stuff like that. It did feel very grounded and relatively realistic. Relatively realistic. So yeah, it's my favorite lightsaber fight in the prequels for sure. And me seeing that as a kid was mind blowing. And not only that, like leading into the Phantom Menace, I was 13 when that movie came out. Leading into the Phantom Menace, you know, watching the trailer and just seeing those clips, it was just kind of crazy to think of a double-sided lightsaber and just, you know, it's just something new. Oh yeah, Parasite. That looks interesting. I'd like to see that.
Aren't gonna like this. Just what Kashyyyk needs. A bunch of noisy clankers moving into the neighborhood.
All right, I got about 20 minutes left.
We should go be neighborly and help keep our separatist friends here.
Left the game
out
so
of their
okay.
yard.
Oh, sounds good. Okay. So nobody's in here. All right, let's hop out, guys, and we will join another game. Blake Hudak Music, why you have coffee at night? I can never sleep if I drink caffeine after 5 p.m. I have a steady stream of coffee all day, man. It's just, I don't know. It's how I've always been. The group is playing. Did you guys already join another game? Yeah, Blake, you know, as I said, I wake up at 4. I make 12 cups of coffee. I have about 8 of those, and my wife has 2 before work, and then she takes a big mug of coffee to work with her. So I have a lot of coffee in the morning, and then when I feed my daughter lunch around noon, I make a couple more cups, and I have that while I'm working on stuff. And then in the evening, I usually only make coffee when I'm streaming or working on things. But yeah, it's a Navy thing. Oh, it absolutely is, Chris. When I was in the Navy, just from sun up to sundown, drinking coffee with a big fat wad of like grizzly wintergreen in your lip, right? That was my life for 4 years. Coffee. Clutching a stale boat cup of black coffee, waking up in the morning to a new sunrise. Oh, I recommend it. I highly recommend it. Is that healthy? I don't know. I don't drink soda. I drink black coffee and water. And then on the weekends I have some beer. But I haven't had I had a Coke around Christmas. But I can count on probably one hand how many Cokes, how many sodas I've had in a year, you know. So, black coffee is a lot healthier than the shit that I could be drinking. and like, if you guys frequent the streams, I'm always talking about my water, my Nalgene bottles. Yeah, I drink 3 32-ounce Nalgene bottles a day. It's like it's a regimen. It's something that I have to do. It's not for any medical reasons, but it's just kind of what I've always done. Even in the Navy, that's what I did. I carried around a Nalgene bottle on deployment, and drank so much water. So hydration. Even when you're sitting around, man, it's important. I don't feel good. Well, have you had any fucking water today? No, I just had a Coke. Oh, Jesus Christ. Drink a goddamn glass of water. But yeah. Parker, what was your favorite part of the Navy? The people. I mean, without a doubt. I loved, you know, I wrote extensively about it in the book, but what I really miss about it, man, was the structure. You know, I really miss the structure. Being told what to do, where to go, and all that stuff. It might sound miserable to most people, but I thrived on it. But I really miss the people, man, especially on deployment. I deployed with a detachment, a helicopter detachment, SH-60 Bravo Seahawk helicopters. And I could not have asked for a better group of guys to deploy with. Everybody was funny, cutting up, serious when needed, and Yeah, it's a camaraderie I've never felt since then. I don't think I will ever feel that sense of camaraderie again.
You can count on us.
But yeah, maybe I will. I'll tell you guys in the future if and when it happens. But I'm kind of gearing up to potentially do something career-wise that I've been wanting to do for a long time. But better. Well, dude, like it is funny to me. It's like everybody walks around dehydrated. I don't know, it's funny. Kind of weird, right?
Contact the Republic. Do whatever you have to do. Tell them we need help now.
No, sir. Never scared for my life, no. We were deployed to South America, and we were chasing drug runners. You know, we had not close calls, but kind of some hairy moments where drug running ships were around us. But no, nothing crazy. And I guess no, nothing crazy. But yeah, there were some times where I was puckered a little bit because there was like an emergency flight quarters, they call it. They come over they call it the 1MC. They come over the speaker system on the boat and say emergency flight quarters, and that means air detachment. You better get your ass out of bed, or if you're in bed, or you know, wherever you are, come to the flight deck immediately, the hangar, because there's something wrong with the bird. And that happened a few times on deployment, and those were kind of hair-raising and, you know, ass-puckering moments because you don't know what the state of the bird is going to be in when it comes and lands on the flight deck. You don't know if the tail rotor might be messed up, and it might be an incredibly difficult landing. You might need to get the RAS, the assist, which is really cool. If you guys have never heard about it, there is a landing assist kind of tethering system that frigates have and some other Navy ships have as well, where you got to run out there, and basically somebody goes out there and hooks a cable to the helicopter, and it might be automated nowadays. I don't know how it would be, but somebody runs out there and hooks a cable to the bottom of the helicopter, and during like crazy storms or bad landing conditions, there's that guide wire that literally cranks and pulls the helicopter onto the flight deck if the conditions are too hairy or requiring of it, you know. It's interesting. Why am I talking about this now? Because I miss it. But yeah. Like deployed as in doing missions. So, Sear, the way it works in the Navy, it works in all branches of service as well, but I deployed for about 6.5 months, and on a frigate with a helicopter squadron, and because I wasn't ship side, I was air side. So you know, you have a 1 sec, K2. Oh, here we go. There we go. Are you joining K2? Okay, cool. So yeah, you deploy out there for 6-7 months. Nowadays, it's a lot longer. I believe 9 months is kind of the average nowadays. But oh shit. So yeah, you deploy out there, and you know, you have spots that you're patrolling or ports that you're hitting. And yeah, our mission was basically counter narcotics. Chasing after drug runners, launching the helicopter to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is a big, broad mission. I would say that the main mission is kind of presence of power for a deployment like that. You know, having a presence across the globe and yada yada yada. But all right, let's see. TechWise08, thank you so much for the channel support this evening, man. Showing love for you and the show. Well, dude, thank you so... Is that... I'm trying to... Oh, I thought that was Yoda in a cap and gown. Oh, yikes. Was that an enemy? No. But, dude, Tech-wise, thank you so much for the support this evening. That means the world, man. Showing love for you and the show. Well, I'm always curious how long people have tuned in. If this is your first stream, I'd love to know as well. But, man, thank you so much for supporting this little corner of the internet, the corner of YouTube this evening, man. Tech-wise, I appreciate the ever-living hell out of that. Do you ever rage quit? No, man, I don't rage quit. I'm not a baby. I've never understood, like, you see videos of people throwing keyboards and controllers and stuff. Never had that in me. Don't care. Don't care that much.
They're unloading more clankers from a couple of hard cell transports. If you don't destroy those, the droids will march right into the factory.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Top Gun 2, Vince. Maverick. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, like a lot of kids, Top Gun was probably a movie that we all loved, right? Growing up. I'm very curious. It looks great. It looks. I really hope it's good. I'll just say that. I really hope it's good. But all the trailers have done. You know, before the first trailer came out, or maybe the only trailer, but before that came out, I wasn't very excited. You know, why are they making this? But after the trailer came out, you know, it hit me. It hit me. I was like, all right, I'm excited for this movie. I'm excited. Did you prefer on base or on the ship? Icy Bubba. You know, on base, it felt like any other job. I got to work when I was shoreside, when I was not deployed. You know, you get to work at like 6 in the morning to the squadron, and you leave by like 3. And it just kind of felt like any other job. Occasionally, you would have weekends off if it wasn't your duty, your time for duty. If it wasn't your time to stand watch, and it wasn't your duty section's week or day. But it felt like any other job, very uneventful. You know, you go to work, you come home. On the ship, it is a completely different story. Because you are working 24/7, and yeah, I mean, you have a lot of downtime, but it's a very different dynamic. I liked being on the boat more than at home. That's not to say that, you know, obviously I like being at home more, because, you know, my girlfriend, my now wife, and, you know, your family, and you have all your friends and buddies and stuff like that. Everybody's there. But comparing Navy life from shoreside to deployment side, I liked the structure of deployment. I liked the kind of the routine of deployment. It was an adventure, man. I loved it. I missed it a lot, but yeah. So, you know, a lot of people begged for shore duty. I was on shore duty for 2 years and then switched over to sea duty, which means I could be deployed, and I was. But dude, if I had to do it all over again, I would have loved to seen more of the world, you know. But Mr. Folgers, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I drank 4 cups of Folgers during the stream so far. Now it's ice cold and there's nothing left except for maybe a half an inch. Wait, is that how they spell Folgers? Nope, there's no D in the Folgers coffee. Shut up, Greedo, you big dummy. Why did I go talk about that? Mr. Folgers, thank you so much for the kind words and the channel support this evening, man. I greatly appreciate that as I spawn in as little young Han. Mr. Folgers says you're a chill dude, much love. Well, I appreciate the hell out of that, man. Yeah, I guess you could. I'm not. Well, I guess I'm okay. It's all about having fun, man. Right? But I really appreciate the kind words and the support this evening, man. And despite your name not being spelled like the coffee, despite me sound like an idiot for thinking so, I appreciate the hell out of that support this evening. Mr. Folgers. Cheers! Oh my god, I don't remember how to play as any of these hero characters. Alright. Alright. How do I... Oh, crap. Oh, that only damaged it 4 points? I can shoot it and damage it more than that.
The transport's vulnerable. The defenses are back up. That's a sight, isn't it? So good, I want to see it again.
No! Woo! Oh, I'm dead. Do you play as Han often? I play Anakin a lot, Scout J. No, I mean, I don't really play heroes or villains very often. At all. I prefer game modes that usually don't have heroes or villains, for whatever reason. But when I do play as a hero or villain, I usually go with a blaster-wielding character. Just kind of, yeah, it's just what I've always preferred. I've never been good with blaster-wielding heroes either, but I'm especially not good with lightsaber characters. I don't know why. I think I just don't have the patience to block. I don't have the patience to, I don't know, be patient. And I just tend to run in and just die immediately. Oh, yeah.
Quick, fire before they restore the defenses.
Oh, come on, man.
Letting her rip.
Damn.
It's working. Don't let up on the transport. Remind me not to invite you guys to a party. Found a squad with a few ATs.
All right. Where do we need to go?
Don't waste them because they're all we've got till reinforcements
Oh,
arrive.
yikes. That was stupid.
Here comes the cavalry.
Ground units, we've got abandoned artillery near the droid core ship. Clear an LZ for our gunners, and they'll blow the clankers clear off Geonosis.
Okay. Oh, that is a tank.
It's your show, troopers. Secure the LZ for our gun crews.
Yeah, I have seen that leaked stuff. It's been a long time since I've seen that, Parker. But yep, I remember seeing that.
Slowing in another HTE.
Whoa. All right. Secure turbo lasers. Sir, yes, sir. There we go. Render of Days. That's a fun username. Blake Becker, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Blake says, "Here you go, mate. Keep up the good work. And what do you think about the new AR-500 Mandalorian armor?" I'm not familiar with like names like that. AR-500. Armor Republic. Mandalorian armor. Real life Boba Fett armor. Okay, so what the hell is this? Is that HK? That's real? One sec, man. I'm gonna have to look into this after this game. Oh, man. People take this shit so serious. Blake, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the channel support this evening. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna look into this after this match. The match is very close to being over, so I've never heard of this before. I'm gonna definitely have to look into this, so stay tuned, Blake. I'm curious what this is all about. Render of Days, gotcha again, punk. Alright. After this round, I'm gonna have to hop off.
Hurry! The LAATs are seeing activity around the core ships.
Let's see.
The workers are gone.
No. Vince Wynn, thank you so much once again for the super chat and channel support this evening, man. Vince asks, "Do you know how to swim?" Yes. 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 I learned to swim at a very, very young age. And living in Florida for the past 20 plus years, it definitely helps to know how to swim. And, yeah. I guess I shouldn't laugh because there was a lot of people, surprisingly, in the Navy who did not know how to swim. A lot of people in my, even boot camp division, you had to take, like, remedial swim classes because they failed their swim qualifications. So, that is not a joke. That is true. So yes, I know you're being facetious here. I know how to swim. Pretty good swimmer, I would say. Oh yeah. Spent my youth at Lake Lanier in Georgia. And all that stuff. Friends with boats. Fun stuff like that. Love going to the pool. Nothing like it. People who can't swim in the Navy, ironic. Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who couldn't. But, you know, they had good little remedial classes for people that didn't know how to swim. Just, it's like, I guess they taught them just enough to be able to, like, kick a little bit and then drown. It's like they always say, like, the military will teach you enough hand-to-hand combat stuff to get your ass kicked. But yeah, in boot camp, they teach you how to make, like, kind of like a life preserver out of your pants. It's kind of neat. They teach you how to do that. They teach you how to make a life preserver out of your coveralls. It's fun stuff like that. Well, yeah.
They took out the walker.
Yeah, a lot of Navy questions this evening, guys. That's neat. But yeah, I actually write pretty extensively. There's an entire chapter in the book devoted to my time in the Navy. If anybody's curious about it, you know, there's a little bit in there about it. There we go. All right. What am I shooting at? This is just chaos. Graphical chaos. Trong Tanvu. Thank you so much for the channel support. I love your channel. Well, thank you so much for the kind words there, man. I appreciate that that channel support this evening. I hope you're having a good one, man. Yeah, thank you for the kind words and thank you for the support this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the stream so far. I'm actually about to hop off after this little round. But dude, thank you so much for supporting this little corner, this little silliness corner of the internet this evening. Did I say that correctly? I'm sure I butchered it. Trong Tanvu. I'm not good with names. Don't notice me, Boba. Thought I was gonna get him. I thought I was gonna get him. Damn. Where's all that fire? Oh, there we go. Ouch. Said it correctly. Good. That's one for the record books. Damn. All right. All right, let's get some, Caleb. Oh, crap. Damn. Oscar Rodriguez, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the channel support this evening. You think you might like this YouTube channel, like Stories of Old. It explores the boundary between film analysis and life lessons. I'm going to pull this up. I'll check it out for sure. Let's see. Like Stories of Old YouTube channel. I've never heard of it. That's not surprising, right? Nice. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like something how Michael Scott makes a sale. All right. Death Stranding, Your Name, Fight Club, How Not to Become a Space Monkey. Oh, I see what... Okay, that's cool. I like the concept of this channel. Oh, I'm going to have to... yeah, that sounds right up my alley there, Oscar. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. I have it pulled up on my browser, so I'll check it out after the stream. It'll probably have to be tomorrow morning, but I'll keep it up front and center. So I see it first thing in the morning. But Oscar, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, man, and I appreciate the final super chat and channel support of the evening, Mr. Oscar. I hope you're having a good one in this middle of the week. Almost middle. It's almost Wednesday. But, all right, guys. So that was 2 hours and 6 minutes of a stream. I appreciate you guys playing with me this evening. We'll have to do that more often. So let me turn on a Lightspeed Lounge to end this shindig. Let's see. What song? Let's see. Whatever song. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at Blake Becker's thing. Blake Becker News Galactac Project AR 500 armor. Is this real? I mean, they're selling this? H&K and Armalite. Originally thought about for cosplay, airsoft, and paintball. They approached us to make this ballistic, and we did. Before you is an actual ballistic rated carrier. The helmet is from Team Windy with an Armalite night vision sight. There's a headset for the ear protection. This is ridiculous. People taking their... Is this for sale? I mean, this is basically cosplay, right? That's hilarious. I guess it isn't for sale, is it? Armor type, helmets. Interesting. I guess interesting. I've never heard of this. High consumption. Boba Fett ballistic armor by AR 500 armor. Ridiculous. I mean, legitimately think about the use of a helmet like this from a tactical standpoint. Your vision is nothing in that helmet. I'm looking at this tactically. You got a Boba Fett helmet with a slit for eyesight. He has a night vision scope on his helmet. You can't... What are you going to look through a screen, a Boba Fett mask, and look through night vision sight through a Boba Fett mask? There's a reason that real army doesn't use Boba Fett masks. This is ridiculous. Hilarious, man. I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. But, that's funny. That's cosplay, right? All cosplay. But yeah. It looks cool. Your field of view is, leaves much to be desired. But yeah, anyway. I appreciate that, Blake. That's funny. And Vince Wynn and Oscar Rodriguez, thank you guys so much. Vince Wynn says, if you could invent a bill of currency and put a face on it, what and who would it be? Probably some kind of, Probably, I would like to see scientists and astronauts, and if I'm talking about like American currency, I would like to see scientists and thinkers and astronauts and people that have made a big impression culturally, you know, on our money. Sure, we have all presidents on our money, except for Benjamin Franklin. He's on our money. But I would like to see that broadened. You could have even like Neil Armstrong on a piece of currency, something like that, you know. Some people who made scientific discovery. The guy who discovered the vaccine for polio vaccine. Discovery. What was his name? Jonas Salk. Yep, Jonas Salk. Like something like that would be neat, right? Just somebody, stuff like that, you know. People who made a huge difference, whether it be scientific endeavors or cultural changes and shifts. Stuff like that would be really interesting to have on our money instead of just presidents and well, yeah, Hamilton and Franklin, you know, people who made major discoveries or cultural things. Or if I'm creating a completely fictional currency, Vince, let's just have the cast of The Next Generation be on all the money. But yeah, anyway, Vince, I appreciate that, man. And Oscar Rodriguez, sorry for the typos. Oh, no. I read it not thinking of typos, so you're good, man. But I appreciate I guess the correction there. You didn't need to correct it, though. I completely got what you were saying. But yeah, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, Oscar. I have it pulled up right here. Like Stories of Old. And this seems like it's going to be right up my alley. Good stuff to watch. You know, when I wake up early in the morning and maybe need a little bit of inspiration. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me. The first hour was a little bit of Lightspeed Lounge. The second hour was a little bit of Battlefront. To everybody who played with me tonight, thank you for hanging out. To everybody who tuned in, thanks for tuning in. To everybody who supported the channel, I appreciate the hell out of it. The channel exists and survives and thrives because of you guys. So, tomorrow night, I don't know if I'll do a stream. Tomorrow night's Wednesday. I might end up doing an afternoon stream. We'll see. I got some videos and whatnot that I want to kick off, but tomorrow might be just a video working day. So, all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow, but if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you when I see you. Cool? Cool. All right, guys, let me end this with a fun, upbeat song, and I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya!